Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to bring you the clearest insights.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're plunging into the ambitious world of digital assets, specifically a project called AFX and its broader AI Fex ecosystem.
It's definitely caught some attention.
Yeah, we've been provided with some truly intriguing sources for this deep dive. There's an article, AFX, the heart of AI Fex to global stock, and references to their white paper, too.
And these documents, they lay out a pretty fascinating roadmap, I have to say.
They really do. Our mission today is to decode the unique characteristics of AFX as presented in these materials, particularly its audacious connection to artificial intelligence and, the whole fast-moving DeFi landscape.
Yeah.
We really want to understand the strategic plays being envisioned here.
And what's truly compelling, I think, about these sources is how they position AFX. It's not merely another digital coin, right?
Right.
They frame it as a strategic keystone, aiming for a much larger transformation in the financial landscape.
A keystone. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll explore that grand vision and the, frankly, remarkable potential that's being laid out for it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this and explore why these sources are suggesting AFX could, truly be a global game changer.
Sounds good.
So, to kick us off, the sources describe AFX as a utility token. Now, for our audience who understands the basics, what's the deeper significance of that? In the context of this AFX ecosystem, how does it really differentiate itself from just another speculative crypto asset?
That's a crucial distinction. So a utility token, unlike just the speculative asset, it aims to build its value through active participation, through practical use within its ecosystem.
Okay.
The documents are very clear on this. AFX is presented as the very heart of the AFX ecosystem. It's designed to drive its functionality.
The heart.
Yeah. It's about leveraging the token for, genuine engagement and access to services rather than just holding it and hoping for a price bump.
Right, so avoiding the win Lambo mindset.
Exactly. This strategic focus on utility, it's critical for long-term project viability. It aims to foster real demand.
So it's positioned as the engine that powers the entire system, not merely the fuel.
Precisely. That's a good way to put it.
And this AI Fex ecosystem, it sounds remarkably comprehensive. The sources mention it comprises 7 main modules. Can you paint a picture for us, maybe a couple of examples of what those modules entail?
Absolutely. Think of AIFEX not just as a single app, but more like a comprehensive financial operating system.
Okay.
The sources specifically highlight modules like the AI DeFi aggregator and AICEX, which stands for an AI-powered centralized exchange.
AI-powered CEX. Interesting.
Yeah, so this suggests a blend, right? Both decentralized and centralized financial services, all apparently driven by artificial intelligence. The vision here seems to be a full-spectrum financial solution.
Giving users both, maybe? The freedom of DeFi and the efficiency of a CEX.
That seems to be the idea. Seamlessly integrated.
That really helps visualize the scope.
Yeah.
And the sources, they even draw a pretty significant comparison for AFX's role. They liken it to BNB's relationship with Binance.
Right, they do.
Beyond just a simple analogy, how does that parallel help us grasp AFX's strategic ambition? What are they really saying with that?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that comparison to BNB and Binance, it isn't just casual. It feels like a strategic declaration.
Okay.
BNB isn't just traded, it's deeply embedded in Binance. You use it for fee discounts, access to launch pads, exclusive features.
Yeah, it has real utility within that ecosystem.
Exactly. And the documents suggest AFX aims for a similar, very deep integration and utility within its own system. So this signals a focus on creating a powerful network effect, real-world application, striving for sustained value that goes far beyond just market speculation. It's like building an entire economic moat around the token.
A moat, yeah. That makes the intended strategic depth very concrete. It's designed for active, integral use within a complex, evolving system.
That's the claim.
Now, moving beyond its function, the launch method for AFX is also presented as, quite unique. The sources explicitly state it didn't use a traditional ICO.
No ICO, which is interesting in itself.
Right. What was their alternative approach?
This brings up an important point about distribution and maybe fostering long-term commitment. So instead of an ICO, where pretty much anyone can buy in,
Right.
they opted for a staking-based launch.
Staking-based, okay.
The core idea behind this, according to the sources, was to distribute the coins to individuals who intended to be genuinely involved, committed to the ecosystem.
So trying to filter out the short-term flippers.
That seems to be the goal. rather than just short-term speculators looking for a quick profit. This approach, strategically, it aims to cultivate a more dedicated and perhaps stable community from the very beginning.
Aligning incentives.
Aligning incentives for growth and participation, yeah.
That's a fascinating strategy for building a loyal community. And speaking of commitment, the sources mentions some rather, well, eye-catching benefits for early investors who participated in this staking.
Yeah.
What sort of returns were they claiming? Because this part really jumped out.
The figures cited, they are remarkable. They indicate a return on investment, an ROI, from staking in the range of 1.35% to 1.57% per day.
Per day.
Per day, yeah.
Okay, let's just pause on that. 1.5% daily.
Astronomical. I mean, you compare that to traditional finance annual returns.
It's worlds apart.
Worlds apart. If sustained, that kind of daily return leads to exponential growth. Now, the sources position this as, a strong incentive for early adoption and long-term holding within their staking mechanism. But obviously, it's a figure that would naturally prompt significant scrutiny.
You'd have to ask about the underlying economics, the sustainability.
Absolutely. How is that generated? Is it sustainable long-term? Big questions. But that's the claim in the documents.
Wow. Okay, that's certainly a figure that makes you do a double take. Now, beyond the launch and these very high returns, the sources also highlight a strong emphasis on transparency. How do they claim to achieve this?
Right. They talk about a token lock and unlock mechanism.
Okay.
They state the system is designed for transparency, with publicly disclosed schedules for when tokens will be gradually unlocked, released into circulation.
So, predictability for the market.
Exactly. The idea is to build confidence, allow participants to anticipate the supply, which is crucial for market stability, right?
Yeah, avoid sudden dumps.
Potentially, yeah. It helps prevent sudden, unexpected supply shocks. It's framed as a strategic move to manage market perception and build trust.
Got it. Okay, shifting gears a bit.
Yeah.
In the world of digital assets, liquidity isn't just important, it's paramount.
It's everything.
And the sources make a particularly bold claim about AFX's liquidity. What do they tell us there?
This part is fascinating. They assert real liquidity on PancakeSwap, which is, a major decentralized exchange.
Right, on the Binance Smart Chain.
Exactly. And the documents cite an impressive figure, $1.3 billion USD generated from the AFX USDT pairing.
$1.3 billion on PancakeSwap.
That's the number they cite. A very substantial figure for any pair on a Durex, really. It positions AFX as having significant market depth, according to them.
That is a staggering number for Durex. And they emphasize real liquidity. That phrase seems important. How do the sources distinguish this from what they might see as, less substantial liquidity elsewhere?
Well, they explicitly contrast AFX with projects that might boast a high FDV, fully diluted valuation.
Right, the theoretical total value.
But lack actual tradable liquidity. They claim AFX has real daily trading volume. And get this, that there are more buyers than sellers.
More buyers than sellers. Interesting claim.
Suggesting genuine market activity and demand. It's a strategic point they're definitely pushing to differentiate themselves, claiming real market depth, not just theoretical value on paper.
Okay, but 1.3 billion on a DX pair.
Yeah.
That naturally raises questions, doesn't it, about the quality of that liquidity?
Absolutely. You'd have to ask, is it purely organic trading? Or could it involve, say, concentrated liquidity provision, maybe some sophisticated market-making strategies?
Or even wash trading, potentially.
That's always a concern in less regulated spaces. The sources claim it's real, substantial liquidity. That's their critical positioning. Whether that holds up to external scrutiny is another question.
So it's about actual buy and sell orders happening, not just theoretical value, according to them. If this claimed level of liquidity is accurate strategically, what does that imply for AFX's potential, its stability?
Well, if we connect it to the bigger picture, high real liquidity is absolutely vital, crucial for large-scale adoption, for stability.
Makes it easier to trade without moving the price too much?
Exactly. It means trades can be executed easily without significant price impact or slippage. And that builds trust, especially for larger investors, maybe even institutions thinking about getting involved.
Right.
So while, yes, that huge figure prompts questions about the mechanics, how it was bootstrapped, how it's maintained, the claim itself points to a project that prioritizes tradability and market depth.
which are crucial for longevity.
Crucial for any asset aiming for widespread acceptance. It's really a foundational claim for their much broader ambitions.
Okay, let's talk about those broader ambitions. The future plans for AFX, as described in these sources, sound incredibly ambitious, maybe even audacious.
Audacious is a good word for it.
What is their ultimate goal for AFX? The big vision.
This is where the vision truly broadens. It potentially redefines the asset class, actually. The documents state an audacious goal to convert AFX into actual equity. Stock.
Stock. Wait, like shares in a company?
Actual stock, yeah. A digital token becoming a traditional financial asset.
That's quite a leap.
It's a huge leap. It signals this unprecedented intent to bridge two very distinct financial worlds, the crypto space and, established capital markets.
Wow. Okay, so if they want to turn it into stock, where do they envision listing these shares? They're talking small exchanges or?
No, their aim is truly global and top tier. They specifically mention listing on major global stock exchanges. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange, HKEX,
HK.
and NASDAQ.
NASDAQ. Wow. Okay.
This signals a clear strategic intent to move way beyond the crypto-native world and integrate into the highest levels of traditional finance.
That is incredibly challenging, but revolutionary. They could pull it off.
Hugely challenging, yes. Revolutionary, absolutely.
So how would this conversion actually work? For people holding AFX now, what's the proposed mechanism?
They call the concept the token-to-equity swap.
Token-to-equity swap.
Yeah. It would allow those who have staked AFX, again, emphasizing the stakers, to convert their holdings into shares under specific conditions, obviously. Yeah. And the documents, they go back to that Binance comparison again, likening this potential transformation to, like, BNB becoming Binance stock, calling it a potential phenomenon if achieved.
A phenomenon. Well, yeah.
If this kind of transition actually materializes, it would be a groundbreaking event, setting a whole new precedent for how digital assets can evolve.
It certainly sounds revolutionary. But I mean, connecting digital assets to traditional stock markets, the hurdles must be enormous.
Yeah.
Regulations, legal frameworks, just the existing structures.
Oh, immense.
Do the sources acknowledge these challenges, or is it more just the vision?
They acknowledge it implicitly, I'd say. While they focus heavily on the vision, the sheer ambition of the goal listing on HKEX and NASDAQ inherently reinforces that this would be a monumental undertaking.
Yeah, just saying those names tells you the scale of the challenge.
Exactly. The complexities of cross-jurisdictional regulations, compliance, integrating with legacy systems, it's huge. The sources basically present this as the grand strategic challenge they're aiming to conquer. It implies the immense effort required.
Okay. So for a project with such grand ambitions, the tech underneath needs to be pretty advanced too, right?
You'd assume so.
What do the sources tell us about the core tech driving AIFEX? What's under the hood?
They get quite specific here. They talk about using something called AGI core, and they name it Quein AGI.
AGI, as in artificial general intelligence.
That's what they claim, artificial general intelligence. Which, is distinct from the more common specialized AI we encounter every day.
Right.
It's a key claim underpinning the system's supposed analytical and operational power. But it's worth noting, right? True AGI is still largely an aspirational concept in the broader AI community.
Yeah, it's kind of the holy grail of AI research.
Exactly. So making that claim for a live financial system is incredibly bold, a major technological assertion by the sources.
So artificial general intelligence, not just AI trained for one specific task, like a chatbot or a trading bot.
Precisely. Unlike narrow AI, AGI is theoretically designed to understand, learn, and apply intelligence across a wide range of tasks, much more like human intelligence.
Okay.
And the sources indicate it's used for federated AI-based fund allocation.
Federated AI, okay. What does that mean in practice for a financial system like this?
So, federated AI, basically, it allows the system to learn from multiple decentralized data sources without needing to pull all that data into one central place.
Ah, so the data stays where it is.
Right, which can have huge benefits for data privacy and security, especially important in finance.
Definitely.
Yet it still enables theoretically powerful analytical capabilities, identifying trends, optimizing strategies, making allocation decisions based on insights drawn from all those distributed sources.
It's like a distributed intelligence model.
Exactly, aiming for both robustness and efficiency.
That sounds incredibly sophisticated. If it's true, if they really have something approaching AGI using federated learning,
yeah,
how might that strategically impact AIFEX? How would it differentiate it?
Well, this raises a really important strategic question, doesn't it? The implication is that AGI could provide a level of analytical depth and especially adaptability that's currently beyond specialized AI.
Adaptability.
Yes. Which would theoretically allow for more intelligent, more nuanced, more efficient financial operations. Think complex, adaptive decision-making, continuous learning across diverse dynamic market scenarios.
From market analysis to risk management.
Everything. If truly implemented as described, it would be a strategic game changer, potentially enabling the system to operate with a high degree of autonomy and maybe even foresight.
A massive if, but a potentially huge advantage.
A massive if, exactly.
Okay, so after diving deep into all these claims and ambitions in the sources, how do they ultimately want us to view AFX? Is it positioned as just another speculative crypto coin in a very crowded market?
The documents are unequivocally clear on this point, no. It's positioned as much, much more than a short-term speculative asset.
Okay.
They describe it almost like a key or a password to a new era financial system.
A key?
Yeah, one that truly integrates all these pieces we've talked about. Cutting-edge AI, AGI, DeFi, and centralized exchanges. It's presented as like the foundational element of this holistic, interconnected financial ecosystem.
So foundational, integrated. And what's their ultimate claim about its strategic position? Relative to other established players out there, BNB, SOL, others.
They make a very bold claim here, too. They assert that AFX, right from its inception, comes with a more complete and integrated ecosystem compared to established older brother coins. They mention BNB, SOL, AAX when they first launched.
So they're saying they started more complete.
That's the suggestion. A fully integrated, comprehensive solution from day one, aiming to strategically leapfrog prior generations by offering the whole package and a clear, ambitious roadmap right from the get-go.
It's a strong assertion of their strategic foresight and readiness then.
Very strong assertion, yes.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground today on AFX and the AIFEX ecosystem. From its role as a core utility token, its unique staking launch.
Those daily returns.
Yeah, the eye-popping returns.
Yeah.
Its claimed high liquidity, the really ambitious plans for stock conversion.
Right, the token-to-equity swap.
And the powerful AGI technology supposedly underpinning it all. It really is a vision of integration and transformation.
Indeed. The picture painted in these sources is one of significant strategic foresight and massive ambition, aiming to redefine what a digital asset can achieve by integrating AI with both DeFi and, eventually, TradFi.
Traditional finance, yeah.
The sources certainly lay out a compelling case for its potential.
It's certainly a compelling vision, but here's maybe a final thought for you, for our listeners, to mull over. These documents present incredibly complex, incredibly advanced concepts. I mean, implementing AGI at scale in finance, truly bridging the immense gap between DeFi and traditional stock markets like NASDAQ.
Yeah, these are monumental tasks.
Exactly. So, given these incredibly ambitious claims, how do you envision these plans might actually materialize?
Yeah.
What specific, tangible mechanisms, what regulatory breakthroughs, what technological leaps will need to unfold for them to become a reality? Because today, these bridges are still largely theoretical, aren't they?
That is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? And one worth watching very, very closely as, and if, the project progresses. The path from this kind of grand vision to concrete reality, especially for such a complex integration, well, it will be a fascinating journey to observe.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
My pleasure.
And thank you for listening. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay well informed.